Syracuse University, you may now begin your presentation.
Imagine if everyone did just one thing to change our world.
Imagine all businesses being environmentally responsible.
Imagine a better future for your family.
Imagine a community without debt.
Imagine life without poverty.
Imagine a world where waste is eliminated.
Imagine a world where our dreams become realities.
This year, through hard work and dedication, the Syracuse University SIFE team has been reaching higher to turn dreams into realities on our campus, in our community, and abroad. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2011 Syracuse University SIFE team presentation. My name is Sierra Fogel, and I'm a senior studying marketing and entrepreneurship from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. I am the president of our team.
Hi, my name is Matt Gartner. I'm a junior dual majoring in information technology and entrepreneurship. I'm from Lincroft, New Jersey, and serve as SU SIFE's president-elect.
Boa tarde. My name is Kelly Lee. I'm a senior majoring in finance and marketing. I grew up in São Paulo, Brazil, and I'm the project leader for Team Guatemala.
Hello, my name is Adam Linhart. I'm a senior finance and entrepreneurship major from Madison, Wisconsin. I serve as VP of Development for SU SIFE.
Bonjour, my name is Camelia Lejeune. I'm a sophomore studying accounting from Ontario, Canada, and I'm the project leader for the Chadwick residence.
Good afternoon. My name is Shay Good, and I'm a sophomore studying retail management and marketing from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a team member of the Start Smart and Do One Thing campaign. I would also like to recognize our VP of Competition, Kelly Ryan, and our VP of Design, Brett Wall.
Syracuse University is located in central New York, an area well known for its great basketball and beautiful climate. The university was founded in 1870 and is home to some 13,000 undergraduate students, as well as 4,000 graduate students who hail from all 50 states and over 115 foreign countries.
Our SIFE team is based in the Martin J. Whitman School of Management, where our dean, Dr. Melvin Stith, has been a constant supporter. The program was started in 2005 by 2 ambitious students, and 6 years later, it has grown to over 100 dedicated members.
Today, our efforts consist of 9 ongoing projects, as well as 2 new projects. In addition, a key focus of our team has been building the financial sustainability.
We discussed this with our Business Advisory Board, and with their help, added a VP of Development to our organizational hierarchy. We also constructed a development committee with a 2-pronged strategy. The first was to apply for all possible funding opportunities, and the second was to create a development packet to be distributed to friends and families of our team.
So far, our efforts have resulted in $27,000, helping us move one step closer to our long-term goal of building an endowment. By focusing on maintaining a sustainable team, we can continue to imagine and create a better future for those on our campus, in our community, and abroad.
Imagine if every day everyone made just one effort to change our world for the better. We believe this is possible. By the time I finish this sentence, 120,000 plastic bags, 67,000 plastic bottles, and 22,000 cell phones will have been thrown away in the United States alone. In addition, our nation's debt will have increased by approximately $158 million.
With this combination of economic and environmental degradation, we may well be the last generation to have any say in changing these patterns of behavior, and we need to do something now. We have partnered with Saatchi & Saatchi to develop the Do One Thing, or DOT campaign, on the Syracuse University campus. This campaign is focused on the difference that individuals can make in the world by doing one small thing to increase environmental, economic, and social sustainability in their lives and the lives of those around them.
A DOT is a practice of sustainability where your personal passions and your daily routines unite. It's as simple as making yourself and the people around you committed to developing a daily routine that impacts the world in a more sustainable way. For example, my DOT is to take time out of each week to manage my finances in order to avoid debt.
In November of last year, our SIFE team worked alongside 2 Saatchi & Saatchi executives to organize a weekend-long design thinking session on Syracuse campus. For 36 hours, 50 carefully selected students from a diverse range of majors and backgrounds use their knowledge and creativity to develop a plan to best launch the DOT campaign.
Our team led these students to collaborate their ideas into one feasible plan that would help us reach our goal of 20,000 dots on the SU campus alone. A key factor of this project was finding a way to measure all the individual commitments across campus.
To accomplish this, over the past 5 months, we have designed and built an interactive online platform where we can measure and track the collective impact of each individual dot. For example, one of our most common dots to date is students switching from plastic to reusable water bottles. On the screen, you can see how we are estimating the environmental and economic impact of this reoccurring dot.
Last month, we set up and manned dot hubs in 9 colleges. During this soft launch, we registered over 1,000 dots, and this is just the beginning. Our main launch is scheduled for this fall, where we will be implementing this campaign on not just the Syracuse University campus, but also the campuses of George Washington University and Wash U in St. Louis.
These 2 schools are the first of many tying into our online platform and our mission to create a social movement by pledging 20,000 dots on our campus and 1 million dots across the country.
Imagine a campus that takes hands-on initiatives to create a cleaner environment. We have found a way. Similar to many collegiate institutions, Syracuse University generates and trucks away over 8,000 pounds of food waste each week. This not only increases expenses, but also adds unnecessary pollution to the environment.
SU SIFE is working on a closed-loop system to handle all food waste disposal on our campus. COW, which stands for Converting Organic Waste, is what we call the anaerobic digester that we have been working on since the spring of 2009.
Anaerobic digestion is the naturally occurring process of bacterial decomposition in an oxygen-free environment. This system is a proven technology, producing organic sludge and biogas, which can be converted into renewable sources of energy and reduce greenhouse emissions.
To test the feasibility of this on our campus, we ran a successful test pilot using Sheraton Hotel food waste. We digested some 150 pounds of food waste per week and have taken these results and made significant strides towards building a permanent digester on the grounds of the SU campus.
We set up a series of strategy meetings in order to find a permanent location for our cow. This was not an easy process as space is limited and restrictions are high. After months of negotiations, we were able to secure an area adjacent to the commissary where most pre- and post-consumer waste is handled.
In Phase 1, the energy from the cow will be used to power stoves at the commissary. But as the cow is scaled up into Phase 2, it will power the entire facility, making preparation for food for the university financially economical. This past month, we presented this project to the university's Vice Chancellor, and we are happy to report that he is committed to supporting our efforts and will assist in securing the necessary funding.
We are on track to have Phase 1 of our cow up and running by early next year. We plan to involve students from different educational backgrounds to help design and build the digester in order to make this a learning experience across our campus.
This project will ultimately save the university $17,000 per year in waste management, fertilizer, and energy costs. In addition, it will reduce the university's carbon footprint and set an educational example for other universities to follow.
Imagine a community where people help each other to create greener businesses and ultimately a better world. Our Green Business Initiative, or GBI, is a hands-on way of improving businesses and their impact on the environment. Over the past 8 months, we have worked with 7 Syracuse businesses to help them become certified as environmentally friendly. Some of these businesses include a restaurant, an office furniture supplier, an interior design firm, and a credit union.
Our GBI team is broken down into small groups, each of which is paired up with a corresponding business. The groups utilize a comprehensive matrix covering over 300 items regarding topics such as waste reduction, environmentally responsible purchasing, and energy-efficient practices.
Every week, our teams visit the businesses and track their progress. Our goal is to see the results positively impacting not only their bottom line, but also the environment.
One of the businesses was interested in tackling the Sam's Club Environmental Sustainability Challenge. Our SIFE team worked with the business weekly to utilize the grant money to help them fulfill and exceed the green certification requirements. As you can see, we helped the business reduce the use of paper and cardboard, switch to eco-friendly cleaning supplies, and save over $300 annually on their heating costs.
This program will culminate in a graduation ceremony next week. Going forward, we plan on working with more businesses to help them realize the long-term economic, environmental, and social benefits that this initiative can produce.
Imagine a world where severely mistreated women no longer have to be afraid of the hands reaching out to them. Throughout the past year, we've enhanced one of our legacy projects, the Chadwick Residence, a transitional home for women who've come from battered women's shelters, drug rehab, and homeless facilities. We work with these women to help improve their levels of self-sufficiency by helping them obtain their GEDs, applying for jobs, and finding apartments.
This semester, our goal for the women of Chadwick is to engage them in a more comprehensive project that will simultaneously assess and improve presentation, computer, and basic life skills. Every other Monday, the women are invited to the computer lab at Whitman to enhance their skills. With the help of SIFE students, they learn how to navigate the internet for research, use email, and distinguish between valid and invalid sources.
During these visits, various seminars on presentational speaking, Microsoft tutorials, and typing are given. This culminated in a PowerPoint presentation given by each woman to demonstrate the skills they had acquired throughout the semester.
Over the last year, our team has worked with over 20 women, but one in particular has become especially close to my heart. Mai, a Vietnamese immigrant, came to America 3 years ago with her infant son Bin and her abusive husband. The cultural differences in America allowed her to escape their relationship without harm, but as a result, Mai and Bin were left homeless. She spoke limited English, was financially dependent on her ex-husband, and due to her expired visa, was turned down by most residents' homes. With no family or friends here in America, Mai and Bin were living on the streets, desperate for help. To make matters worse, Bin has a serious blood condition and is frequently hospitalized.
After 3 months of living on the street, Mai and Bin were taken in by the Chadwick residents. With the help of our SIFE team, there's hope for this family. Mai is now a proud green card holder, and we are currently helping her study for her naturalization exam by helping her improve her language and comprehension skills and guiding her through the process of becoming an American citizen.
Due to the success of the Chadwick Project, we are now expanding our efforts to impact more women at risk in our community. We have worked to set up a second program with the Vera House commencing this fall. Over the past 6 years, our team has helped over 60 women like Mai realize their potential, gain confidence, and master the skills necessary to build a bridge from despair to self-sufficiency.
Imagine a community where fiscal responsibility spans across all generations. Our Get Smart team has developed a comprehensive approach to tackling financial literacy at all ages, from third graders through to senior citizens. Today, we would like to focus on our efforts to improve the financial knowledge of our youngest citizens. Our Start Smart team works every week with over 50 elementary and middle school children.
In the third grade class, we work alongside the Syracuse Federal Credit Union. Our team has convinced them to lower the minimum age of opening a savings account to 7 years old, and the minimum deposit amount to as little as 5 cents. This encourages as many children as possible to open a savings account at an earlier age.
To make the program interactive and fun, we provided each child with a SIFE piggy bank of their own. This encourages them to save their money rather than spending it on junk food. Once the students have accumulated money in their piggy banks, our Start Smart team helps them to deposit the money into their own credit union savings accounts.
In the middle school, we work with an 8th grade ESL class, helping them learn monetary recognition, vocabulary, and math skills. The majority of these students come from refugee families and have parents that do not understand English. Because of this, they act as the main translators in their households and hold an enormous amount of responsibilities, helping their family integrate into American society and helping manage household income.
In addition to our weekly classes with the middle schoolers, we hold an annual field trip to make the learning interactive and fun. This year, we have expanded our partnership with the Syracuse Cooperative Federal Credit Union and took the students on a tour of the facility where they learned how a credit union works. One specific example we did with the students was teaching them the basics and benefits of interest calculation. This not only improved the knowledge of the students, but ultimately their families as well.
Finally, our team has created a SIFE-themed interactive board game for these 8th grade students. The board game focuses on 4 critical subjects: social interaction, investment knowledge, the importance of education, and family matters. The board game is designed to help enhance the students' communication skills and also teaches them how to work effectively in groups.
By targeting 5 distinct age groups, our Get Smart team is able to ensure that financial literacy is not only something we imagine, but something that is actually achievable.
Imagine a community of 1 million women whose talents and passions can create a better future for the next generation. Team Guatemala. Mayan women in Guatemala have practiced the ancient art of backstrap weaving for over 5,000 years, and it is an integral part of their daily lives. Just as weaving is ingrained in their culture, so too is the gender disparity that continues to hinder the progress of these talented and often entrepreneurial women. Over the past 5 years, our goal has been to help empower these women. We strive to make them realize that their talents have real value and can provide an opportunistic path for the next generation.
Since 2007, SU SIFE has been working side by side with the Guatemalan weavers to develop products that appeal to the college-age market. This year, in an effort to expand to other SIFE schools, we invited students from Meday College and Indiana University to join us on our annual trip to Guatemala. We've also begun partnerships with SUNY Oswego and Vanderbilt University, who have committed to marketing and selling these products on their campus.
Throughout the past 5 years, we have established relationships with over 10 different weaving cooperatives through 2 fair trade organizations. This year, we sent over specification sheets ahead of our trip and held a sample day with representatives of each group so we could maximize our time and refine our product development efforts. This truly paid off as we have now expanded our line to provide for customized products on a special order basis. Additionally, we have further developed our orange and blue line, which specifically targets the SU fan.
Another success of this sample day was the utilization of recycled plastic bags as a substitute for thread into the woven products. This idea derived from the fact that garbage collection in the hill areas where we work is non-existent. By incorporating recycled plastic bags, we are not only improving the living environment of the Mayan weavers, but creating a sustainable and eco-friendly product line which can be targeted at the college market. Some of these products include clutches, makeup bags, and passport covers.
Over the past 5 years, our team has sent back over $65,000 to help the Guatemalan weavers support their families, keep their children in school, and help make a better life and future for themselves. Specifically, our efforts have resulted in the distribution of 132 scholarships for primary to high school age students. However, our second effort in Guatemala, Threads of Hope, has faced many challenges.
In Guatemala, there is a substantial imbalance of power between genders, often characterized by verbal and physical abuse. The phrase,
Él me pega frecuentemente como si fuera normal,
or he beats me about the normal amount, is not uncommon among women. This is especially evident when it comes to the management of household income.
1 year ago, we helped a group of Guatemalan weavers pursue their dreams by opening a thread store in Chumanzana, Guatemala. In this rural village, with 23,000 weavers within a 3-mile radius, access to thread and weaving supplies was limited. With our help and encouragement, these women were able to successfully open and run their own business. Throughout the year, our team was in weekly contact with the store and learned that $250 a month was generated by the store. This translates into an increase of approximately $3 to $20 a month for each of the 8 women.
In November of last year, we began having difficulty communicating with the group. Our weekly calls went unanswered, and our liaison on the ground also had difficulty contacting the women. It was at this point that we realized something was seriously wrong.
We were determined to find the cause of this problem. This past January, we traveled to the store alongside 2 native Guatemalan businesswomen. Our hope was that they would be able to overcome the cultural barriers that we suspected might be the cause. Upon our arrival, we were devastated by what we found. The store had actually been so successful that these hard-working women were receiving threats from the community, whose native people were not used to women being financially independent.
We also found that the father of one of the women was completely dominating all interaction. After hours of discussion, it was clear that he was taking the store's profits, leaving the women with no benefits or recognition for their hard work. Sadly, during these conversations, not one of the women would look us in the eye. It was at this point that we realized we needed to cut our losses, take all of the fixtures and thread, and try to find a silver lining.
This was a very disappointing and frustrating day for our team, as we realized that although there was a real demand for a thread store, we had obviously miscalculated the cultural readiness of this particular group of women to take on a business. Although the women thought they were ready for this initiative, the male-dominated community was not prepared to support them.
Out of adversity comes opportunity, and our team was determined to find the opportunity in this situation. That night, after moving all of the fixtures and thread, we reached out to our network in Guatemala for their advice and assistance on how to move forward. Ultimately, we made 2 strong connections with whom we began working to research new possible locations situated in more progressive and open-minded communities.
During spring break, 4 members of SU SIFE returned to Guatemala to finalize our candidate selection. We met with the 2 potential store owners, their families, and their communities to determine who would best fit the criteria we believe necessary for success.
Ultimately, we decided to work with Maria Victoria Hernandez, the leader of a weaving cooperative in Santiago de Atilan. We were already familiar with this group's work ethic, as we have sold their products for many years and visited with them in the past. On this trip, we spent a great deal of time talking with Maria's husband, Andres. We found him to be a very supportive man with a great deal of respect and admiration for his wife and her abilities.
At the end of the week, the 4 SIFE members, together with Maria Victoria's entire family, transformed the front small room of their modest home into a new thread store. We also taught Maria and her daughter basic retail principles on how to run a successful store and begin her dream of owning her own business. At 1 p.m. on the last day, the store was officially open for business, with many members of the community in attendance.
It was heartwarming for us to hear one woman after another express their delight that they would now be able to buy quality thread in the community. This would save the women travel costs, which are substantial for these weaving cooperatives located in the remote hills of Guatemala.
While the January 2011 Guatemala trip was in many ways heartbreaking, we have worked hard to learn from our experiences. Our long-term vision is that this will be the first of many small Threads of Hope stores that we will launch across the hills of Guatemala to motivate weaving communities by nurturing their entrepreneurial spirits while providing a much-needed resource to their communities.
Throughout the past year, the Syracuse University SIFE team has achieved much success, encountered great disappointment, and overcome many challenges. Through it all, we continue to imagine a better world.
A world where everyone commits to do one small thing to change the environment.
A world where waste is converted into a resource.
A world where business is focused on more than just profits.
A world where battered women are encouraged on the path towards self-sufficiency.
A world where financial education becomes an interactive learning experience for all ages.
A world where impoverished women are given the opportunity to develop their creative and entrepreneurial skills.
In the words of John Lennon, you may say that we are dreamers, but we're not the only ones. We hope someday you'll join us.
And the world will live as one.
Thank you, Syracuse University. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
One of the key principles in trying to do something new is recognizing when you have to fail fast. The Guatemala situation is a great example. What were you thinking? And tell me how you as a team came together to make that decision.
I can start, I know you can talk too, but I think our first thing was extreme disappointment. We thought we had a group here that we could really help and work with, and when we realized there was nothing we could do, we felt like failures. Kelly, Lee, and I, we were on the ground scrubbing that floor. We were painting that building. We taught these women. We translated through 3 languages to teach these women how to run a store. And then to see that fail was really hard on us. But moving forward, what we realized was that we need to be able to adapt. Business fails all the time, and you need to be able to adapt to that. And that's ultimately what we did. We took an hour, we freaked out, and then we reached out to our network and tried our best to make the best of it.
On your Cal 2 project, how much progress was made this year versus how far did you move the ball forward this year, and how much of that was just historical?
I actually will bring out our Cal 2 project leader, Brad, but what I can start with is that this year what we really did was we secured a location. So last year we didn't have a location for this cow, and we also didn't have the buy-in from the Vice Chancellor. And what we realized was we thought we were a lot closer last year than we were because there's a lot of bureaucracy in a university. And that's really what we realized, and that just because we had the approval from a few departments doesn't mean we had an approval from every department.
To jump on top of that, a little bit of the historicals part was mostly our prototype, which we ran with the Sheridan's food waste, which really proved to the university that can be done on our campus, even though it's proven technology, just to show that we can do it. And then moving forward from that to our next prototype will be next year, which we're working on this entire year to get to this Vice Chancellor, and we're very excited that he was on board with our project.
I have a question on your annual report. On your income statement, you show essentially all of your incomes from grants and donations. How are you going to raise the funds to keep the programs ongoing?
That's really, we're working on a development packet to friends and family, where we're trying to get support from them. Funding is a continual challenge for us. We do have support from our dean and from the Whitman School, but that's really a challenge that we continue to focus on.
In addition to that, we're planning right now trying to get the 501(c) passed so we can be a non-profit organization. In the past, a lot of the times we found it to be difficult to receive grants because they don't view us as a non-profit organization. So we believe if we're able to achieve that, we'll have an easier time achieving some of the grants that we've applied for in the past.
I really like the vision on your DOT program, the Do One Thing. Can you talk to me back here? There you go. I'll start again. Now you guys got me. On your DOT program, the Do It One Thing, I really like the vision that you had. I think that's great. I think you've thought big. I think that's exciting. Why don't you talk to me a little bit more practically how you think you're going to be able to roll that out? I know you've got a couple universities. Talk to me how you think you're going to roll that out.
Well, our original plan was 20,000 dots on our campus, 1 million dots across the country. Right now we have about 1,000 dots on our campus, and that was just with a soft launch. We've been tabling across different colleges across campus, really just talking to people, getting them involved, seeing what their dot is. Next fall, we're planning on working with the athletic director directly. We're trying to get into a football game for Syracuse that's nationally televised on ESPN to really make it a nationwide campaign that we would literally just cover the dome in dots, so everyone that is watching the game or at the game or playing in the game knows what dot is, and we're really just trying to start a social movement based on dot. So whether or not they do their one thing right then or there, they'll have it in their mind.
And also, we've already started a relationship with GWU. They actually have an online platform already developed, and we have 5 or 6 other schools that are willing to take this on. So we think if we continue to work with these other schools, we can accomplish our goals.
Would you guys mind touching on the $3 to $20 that those workers receive on a monthly basis and how that affects their quality of life?
The $3 to $20 actually helps them support their families, so buying necessities.
The question and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the Syracuse University SIFE team. We will now stop for 5 minutes, judges, for a break. Our competition will resume at approximately 3:43.